So the truth is I wanted to make a video today about kind of a solo trip out into the mountains, but it's kind of hovering around 0 degrees and the road conditions here are really bad. I have chains in the truck and I could put them on and then head further into the mountains. However, I'm by myself, so I don't really want to risk it. Dave's away on holidays and he's normally who I go into the bush with. So today I'm going to do a video about the truck setup and what we have on the truck and future plans for the rig, and you know, why we got what we got for the truck. After using this setup for the last year, I'd say, I think it's time to kind of do some future proofing and future plans. And one of the things that we need for sure is a 12-volt system, because I film all the episodes that you guys see out in the woods, and and a 12-volt system would help me with charging drones and batteries and that sort of thing. So we're gonna get there. Not sure whether I'm gonna do a Renergy system or a Red Arc system or something along those lines, just to power a fridge. That's a future plan, and all of the production equipment that we have to film these episodes in the show. The other future thing that we need to get is a slide-out drawer system for on top of the deck system. What I want to do is build an enclosed drawer that I can pull out so that I can put all my bags in there, all my sleeping equipment, camera bags, all that sort of stuff, just to get them out of the cab, because 99.9% of the time we're traveling with the kids. So having a place where I can keep all my production equipment as well as all of our clothing and extra clothing and all of that stuff is a must. I'm in talks with somebody right now to get that system built, just because I don't weld or do any of that stuff on my own. I'm going to get my buddy to help me actually build that and have a section for like wet clothes and things like that. I also want to heat it with a diesel heater as well as the tent, so that we can dry out clothes and boots and all that kind of thing. So that'll be a future project that I'll show you guys once it's built. I keep hearing noises over here in the forest. I don't know if it's a bear or a cougar or a bird or what, but so yeah, in the truck currently we have the deck system, the 2-drawer system, and it's for a mid-size truck, so it's not 2 full drawers. It's kind of got like a full-size drawer and then like a half-size drawer. I have a love-hate relationship with the deck system. I think it's a good system. They're also rated so you can put weight on top of the deck system, up to like 2,000 pounds or 2,500 pounds. So it can basically take whatever the truck would take anyway, because it's a mid-size, and it's got an internal steel frame that everything sits in and on. It's good that way. You can still put a ton of weight on top of it. If you didn't have a rack over the truck, you could throw like an ATV or a snowmobile or gravel or construction materials or whatever on top of the system. It takes up a lot of space in between the wheel wells and all that sort of thing. They do have these ammo can things that you can pop open. They're not weather sealed, so they do fill with water in my truck. I'll have to unplug them so that they drain out properly. That's kind of where I just throw random odds and ends. And they also come with these containers that you can take out. And we've got a bunch of different containers, and we just throw like camping gear in one and specific trip related gear into each container, and then when we leave the house we just grab that container, load it into the truck, and then there you go, everything we need for that specific trip. Plan going forward will be to take longer trips for longer duration. Probably 2022, 2023 we're probably going to try and start the Pan American Highway. Pan American is from the Arctic Ocean and the Arctic Circle, northern Canada or the US, depends on where you want to start, Jack Tuck, or go up the Dalton, and then we're going to take that all the way down to the southern tip of Argentina, and that's a huge logistical trip. There's a lot involved with that, including trucks and more people, and how we're going to arrange that we're not sure yet, but that's the goal for the next couple of years, is to try and at least start that and maybe do the North American section first. So the deck system's good. I would recommend it for overlanding, just simply because it's weatherproof. You can put your stuff in there. It holds a lot of weight. As soon as your tailgate's up and it's locked, it locks. You can get the deck system with locks built into it. However, because my tailgate locks, I didn't think that was necessary, and it keeps your gear kind of organized and stowed away for when you need it, and then you still have that whole flat topped area above the deck system that you can put stuff on. We also carry recovery boards. I couldn't see myself spending $450 on Max Tracks, so I just bought cheap recovery boards. They were, I think, $80 from Amazon. I'll link them in the description, and they've worked out really good. We've drove over them a bunch of times, no issues with them at all. They've done what they're supposed to do. They're a quarter of the price of a Max Track, and for the cost, you know, even if I destroy these after a couple of years or a year or 6 months, I can chuck them out, get new ones, and then keep doing that, and hopefully they'll last a long time. But so far so good, and they're just mounted with like a simple mount that I found on Amazon that's meant for like round rack. Never had an issue. They're easy to get on and off, and they work just as well, I think, as a max track. Now, I got the road armor rack, and so did Dave. If you ever watch any of our previous videos, Dave's also got a road armor rack. And the reason that we went with these racks, they're out of Texas, and we're up in, you know, Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. The reason we went with these racks is because they're completely modifiable. You can raise them, lower them, you can buy different pieces to stretch them out or make them shorter, and they adjust the width of your truck, so you could put this rack on pretty much any truck. At the time that we ordered these, I believe they didn't make them for the Chevy Colorado ZR2. However, it was a 6-month wait to get these racks, and we're kind of glad we got them and not just fixed racks, because like I say, they're modifiable. They also come with like cut out or CNC'd or laser cut holes to mount max or Rotopacks. So if you get a Rotopack, an actual Rotopack holder, you can just bolt it straight onto the rack and it'll work fine. We plan on doing that in the future, because I think I'm going to run a diesel Rotopack on the side of the truck, on the driver's side of the truck, because I want to make a flat platform that just hangs off that rack for nighttime, because I want to get a diesel heater and I want to put it on there and then have it fed from the Rotopack. That way we can keep warm at night when it's like this out, you know, when it's snowy and rainy and all that stuff, which will heat the tent up quite well. And again, that's why we need a 12-volt system, is to run that as well. So I got to design and build a 12-volt system that's going to meet our power needs as we go forward. The tent that we got, it's like a no-name, a fairly cheap 2-person tent. Now, if you watch any of our videos, you'll realize that we have quite a large family. It's even larger than what you see in the videos, because between me and Tiffany, we have 6 children. So, you know, we see them various times a year. My 2 oldest daughters, who's 13 and 11, are out for the Christmas holiday right now. So they don't generally come with us on these trips. However, in the future, we'd like them to. So we might upgrade our tent in the future to a bigger 4 to 6 man tent. But right now, the 2-man tent seems to work out fine, because all of our kids are pretty small and they sleep wherever they can fit inside the tent, and so far that's working out fairly well. There's a car coming. We put all of this onto a 2018 Chevy Colorado ZR2 diesel, and we did a lot of research into which platform we wanted to build our rig on. And the reason that we did it on the Chevy Colorado was because of the diesel engine, because diesel's available anywhere, and also because it comes factory with like 31.5-inch tires, and it comes factory with skid plates and rock bars and front and rear lockers, which, you know, if you look at a Tacoma, it doesn't come with that. The ZR2 also comes with like better tires straight off the factory floor. It's a bit more expensive, but again, it's, you know, a diesel engine, which is what we wanted. And if you look at the approach and departure angles, it's actually got better approach and departure angles than the Tacoma. So in terms of going, you know, off-road, which we don't do a lot of, it's just better suited for it right off the factory floor without having to buy a bunch of stuff and do upgrades to the vehicle right off the hop. And it being a family, we probably should have gone with something like an SUV, like the TRD Pro Land Cruiser. The Toyota's SUV there, Land Cruiser. I don't know. Anyway, so future plans are that once this truck is paid for, we're probably going to purchase a SUV, a capable SUV, and mod it. There's very little we have to do to this truck currently. I think the only thing that we really want to do is put a swing-away tailgate to hold the tire, and also put a winch on it, because there's been lots of situations where if we're by ourselves, we'd like to be able to pull ourselves out if we get into trouble. So that's just if you're going to do a lot of solo overlanding or 4-wheel driving or any of that stuff, which I don't recommend anyway. It's always funner with friends, but if you are going to do it, you should probably have some recovery gear. Anyway, yeah, I didn't really have a plan for a video. I just came up into the woods and decided to talk to the camera, and this is what it turned into. So I hope that answers some questions, and if you have any questions about gear or setups, or just leave a comment, ask a question. I'll try to answer it in one of our upcoming videos. There's a couple of video ideas that I want to, regular video ideas that I want to do. So that's coming probably in the new year. Season 2 of Outlast Overland. That's it.